Welcome to the Life During and After GLP-1 podcast. I am your host, Daryl Perry of Your Level Fitness. And with this being the first episode, I thought this would actually be a really good time to talk about what GLP-1 medications actually do in your body. Now, before we get started, I am a fitness professional and I have also had a career in marketing and advertising. I have spent a couple of decades in each, and it's very interesting how the fitness industry, the marketing industry work hand in hand with weight loss. But in this case, we're talking about some stuff that I always want you talking to your healthcare team about this stuff. You definitely need to be talking to your doctor about this. And I would recommend more than anybody that you interact with a medical background on this stuff, your family doctor, the general practitioner that you have a working relationship with. You know, any questions that you have on the stuff that we talk about here, I want you to take this to them. So do not take anything I say as medical advice. I don't think you will, but you know, we're saying that. But I always, and as we get started on this podcast, I always want you to share your thoughts, opinions, and experiences with me on anything that you hear. So shoot me an email. It's Daryl@yourlevelfitness.com. It's DARYL at yourlevelfitness.com. Now, one thing that's really huge with the medications, and we're talking about all of them. We're talking about Ozempic. We're talking about Wegovy. We're talking about Mounjaro. What they're doing is they're mimicking the GLP-1 hormone in your body. And this is what helps regulate appetite and blood sugar. Now, what this means to you is that you're going to feel fuller sooner and you're going to stay fuller longer. So, which is wonderful. It's going to reduce food noise. If you have been plagued by food noise, which is something that we talk a lot more now under the food noise banner, since these medications have really gained popularity. So that's just that's something to, if you've been struggling with food noise, this will help with it, but also realize food noise is something that has largely been propped up by the marketing and advertising. But that's something we'll get into that. Trust me. But you know what this does is it clears the way for you to build take those actions and build those habits that maybe you've struggled with previously. GLP-1 is a tool. There are a lot of different tools that there are for weight loss, weight management. This is another one. But this is one that when you use this in combination with everything else that you have at your disposal, it's going to make it that much easier for you to be successful and have complete success, which is what I want for you. Really, the whole thing we talk about on this podcast, I want you to have everything that you need to build a forever active lifestyle. So again, that's why it's going to be before you're taking the medication, when you're researching it, while you're taking it, and afterwards, because it's really important to not only be active and have a forever active lifestyle, but actually enjoy it too. So that's going to be a lot of the stuff that we talk about here on this podcast. So you're clearing a lot of the stuff that goes on in your head and in your body so that you can set those habits and structures up. Now, I will tell you, and this, if you're familiar with the stuff that I do with Your Level Fitness, it's all about an inside-out approach to health and fitness, which means it's not just taking the actions and getting the results. A lot of it is really working to appreciate what and who you see in the mirror at every single stage. This just doesn't happen. And the fitness industry as a whole likes to market against our insecurities. So that's why, like, when we look in a mirror, we'll see one thing about ourselves that we don't like. We'll start tearing ourselves down. We don't need any of that. So like while we're doing all of this, while we're using a GLP-1, while we're starting to build the habits and structures, it's really important to work on how you see yourself. I want you to really enjoy the active lifestyle that you're building for the rest of your life. Now, here's the thing. If you are somebody that has felt very overwhelmed by and frustrated by the entire weight loss process, these medications are going to give you room. You're not cheating. You're using a tool that works best for you. This is between a conversation that you've had it's a conversation that's happened between you and your doctor. It's super important. And you should be like, you're doing it. Like for years, you've been trying to lose the weight and like it's happening now, or, you know, it's going to happen based off of what you've talked about. Like, be excited about that. You should be. You've been working hard. You've never given up on yourself. You've never given up on this. Like, take some time to celebrate. Seriously, each and every day. Find the victories. Find the wins. Another thing here with what this, I get off topic. You guys are going to find that a little bit as we do the podcast. But the second point here is that when you think of the reward system that you have around food, these medications actually influence that. So you may notice that you don't get nearly as excited or as emotional around food as you did previously. So again, you may notice this difference, and that it's not even that emotions around food are good and bad. So many people in the weight loss space want to assign good and bad, this, that, or the other. But it's good to be aware of how you feel about the food that you're eating. And if you're taking these medications, there's a very good chance that you're going to notice a difference in that. It's not going to be nearly as amped up as maybe it's been previously. So that's a really huge thing to keep in mind. So it just, again, it's going to make it easier for you to follow through and eat the way that it is that you're wanting to eat. So that's the second point. And the third point is that, and this is really getting in with being able to build the habits. The medication is going to help you with weight loss, and it's going to be very tempting when you start losing more weight. A lot of people can lose a lot more weight on the medications than they ever did, medications alone, than they ever did with eating and exercise alone. So it's very tempting to be like, well, why do I even need to worry about this stuff? I can just take the medication. The big thing is just making sure that you're able to build an entire lifestyle that you want to do. Build something around your preferences. Start there, but you're still going to follow the eating plan. You're still going to do the workouts, because we want to make sure that you can have as much of the weight that you're losing actually be the kind of weight that you're wanting to get rid of. So we're wanting to lose more body fat than lean tissue for sure. So again, this stuff is a very powerful, very important tool for so many people. You're not cheating or anything. You're actually doing what's best for you, which we all got to cheer again. But it is one tool that by itself, it's effective. But if you put these other things on top of it, building habits, having structures, and actually getting to a place where you don't have a mental tug of war going on in your head the vast majority of the time. I say if you can be operating from a calm headspace and moving at a deliberate pace 85% of the time, you are golden. Doesn't mean you got to track all that on a spreadsheet, but it's just letting you know that, hey, you're trying to be structured. You're trying to be able to follow through on this stuff. Your brain is going to jump around a little bit. That's just kind of what happens, because humans are all emotional. And if we've been on the weight loss roller coaster for years or decades, our brains like to jump at times. So, but those are the three things that I have for you as far as what the GLP-1 medications actually do in your body. Again, I want to stress this, and I'm stressing it more on episodes like this than I will in future ones. I always want you to run all this by your doctor, but especially here, like when we're talking about the actual stuff that it does, talk to your doctor about it. I do want to hear your thoughts on anything you've heard here from me. Any thoughts, any opinions, anything you have to share, email me, Daryl at yourlevelfitness.com. That's DARYL at yourlevelfitness.com. And if you're interested in more of what goes on with Your Level Fitness, check out yourlevelfitness.com. So that is what I have for you today. Thank you as always for listening and watching, and I'll talk to you again real soon.